Did you know this heartwarming detail in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? After Yondu saved Peter in exchange for his life since there was only one spacesuit left, in his funeral you will see Star-Lord put this doll together with other things of Yondu. What's amazing is this doll is actually the same doll that Star-Lord used to steal the Power Stone. He switched this doll for the stone to trick Yondu, but instead of being mad, Yondu only smiled. And the fact that Yondu even kept it for years just shows how much he loved his son. Did you know there was already a hint of the Hulkbuster before it debuted in Age of Ultron? If you go back to Iron Man 3 when Pepper enters Tony's lab, you can spot a strange red metallic ball for just a second. Many fans believe this was an early Hulkbuster tease, but it's actually just the destroyed Formula One car that Whiplash sliced in Iron Man 2. Did you know that when Howard Stark first introduced Captain America's vibranium shield, he explained why it was needed, saying Hydra wouldn't be coming at Steve with a little pocket knife.
Should withstand your average German bayonet. Although, Hydra's not going to attack you with a pocket knife.
But ironically, near the end of the movie, during Cap's fight with Hydra goons, one of them actually tries exactly that. Did you know there's a reference to Miles Morales in the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man? Before Peter is bitten, he lists the abilities of Spider to Harry.
Some spiders change colors to blend into their environment.
One of them is camouflage, the ability to blend into surroundings. At the time, it seemed like a throwaway line, but years later it became Miles' signature power in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
You're chatty.
Did you know that there's a deleted scene in Avengers Endgame? When the team is preparing for their time travel mission, Tony shows them a video of the Chitauri army they fought back in the first Avengers movie. But then Rocket mocks them, saying it was the worst army in the galaxy.
The Chitauri, the suckiest army in the galaxy. Why don't you just blow up the mothership?
Marvel chose not to include this in the final cut, since it would diminish the weight of that battle, making it look like the army that the Avengers fight for their life was actually the weakest of the universe. Did you know that in the final battle of Endgame, most of the Avengers who helped were actually the ones snapped away in Infinity War? And when Spider-Man tries to get the gauntlet from Thanos, his iron spider suit gets damaged so badly that parts of it rip off. But what's amazing is, if you look closely at his neck, you'll notice that under the nanotech suit, he's still wearing his regular Spider-Man suit. Well, this is because 5 years ago, when he first got the Iron Spider in Infinity War, he wore it over his normal suit, since he needed protection to breathe in outer orbit. It's amazing how Marvel didn't forget this detail, even if most people never noticed.
Did you know that there's a heartwarming detail when Captain America and Spider-Man talk during the airport fight? After Cap managed to defeat Spider-Man, he started to respect him and asked him where he's from.
Where you from?
Queens.
Brooklyn.
But what most people don't know is this conversation is actually a reference to his talk with Dr. Erskine, the one who gave him the super soldier serum, where the doctor asked him where he's from.
Where are you from?
Queens.
So where is the little guy from?
Brooklyn.
This is also the reason Cap smiled, since he remembered that memory.
Brooklyn.
Did you know that when Ultron first showed up, he unleashed a hypersonic attack that affected almost all of the Avengers? What's amazing is that Tony Stark was the only one who didn't seem affected. This is because back in Iron Man 1, Obadiah used the same kind of sonic attack on him, and Tony only survived because of his robot. After that, Tony must have prepared for similar attacks and designed an earpiece immune to sonic waves. Because of course, Tony Stark always learns from his mistakes. Did you know that Tony invented invisibility tech? In Spider-Man Homecoming, when Peter tries to stop Vulture from stealing from Tony's jet, we see that the jet has cloaking technology. What's amazing is that this idea actually came from Harley, the kid from Iron Man 3.
I would have added in the
Retroreflective panels?
to make him stealth mode.
Tony later applied the technology not to his suits, but to his jets.
Retroreflective panels engaged.
Did you know why Thanos sent the Black Order to get the Mind Stone from Vision, even after saying he'd do it himself?
I'll do it myself.
You lying, deceiving bastard! I didn't even realize that!
It's because Vision is actually insanely overpowered in a 1-versus-1 fight. And with the Mind Stone, he could have potentially one-shotted Thanos. In fact, in What If, when Ultron takes Vision's body, he folded Thanos instantly with the stone. This also shows that the MCU Thanos was smarter. He tested Vision first by sending his children, then went himself only after Vision was wounded in Wakanda.
We are screwed.
Did you know why Nebula almost attacked Tony after losing their game in space?
You don't need to do that.
She actually does this subconsciously, since when she and Gamora were kids, Thanos constantly forced them to compete, and the loser would be painfully modified with robotic parts.
Father would have Gamora and me battle one another in training. Every time my sister prevailed, my father would replace a piece of me with machinery.
That trauma made Nebula assume Tony would hurt her for losing as well. Someone please give this woman some positive reinforcement.
You don't need to do that.
Did you know why Odin had a fake gauntlet in his vault?
Fake.
As protector of the 9 realms, Odin knew anyone seeking the Infinity Stones was dangerous. So he had a decoy gauntlet forged, hoping it would lure greedy challengers to Asgard, where his full army would be waiting. The plan could have even worked on Thanos, but because Asgard was destroyed by Surtur in Ragnarok, Thanos was able to avoid facing the almighty Odin directly.
I, Odin Allfather.
Did you know that in Captain America Civil War, during the airport battle, Hawkeye shoots Ant-Man using his arrow? This is actually a reference to the comics, where Green Arrow launches Atom on one of his arrows. The movie turned this iconic comic moment into a fun live-action tribute for fans. Did you know that in this funny scene where Aunt May asks Doc Ock if he wants salted water since he's an octopus?
Freshwater or salt? You know, because you're an octopus.
While it was mostly done for laughs, it actually makes some sense if you think about it. Ever since the events of Infinity War, where tons of alien armies came to Earth causing havoc, many of them being weird-looking creatures, it makes sense why Aunt May might think that Doc Ock is a hybrid between a human and an octopus.
You know, because you're an octopus.
Did you know that Thanos created his elite army based on a color theme? The name of these elite guys is the Black Order, and what's amazing is all of their names are based on a dark theme. Squidward's name is Ebony Maw, where ebony means black. Then Cull Obsidian is based on black rock from hardened lava. Proxima Midnight, which is of course midnight, the darkest time of the day. And finally, Corvus Glaive, where the word Corvus pertains to a black bird. Then the question remains, did Thanos rename them? Or did he just pick someone from his army who has a dark-themed name? Did you know that the scene of Bruce Banner falling in the Incredible Hulk movie to transform into the Hulk and failing was actually referenced years later in Thor Ragnarok, where Bruce tries to help Thor fight Hela's army, but also fails to transform.
Did you know that in the scene where Tony sacrificed himself to guide the missile into space, there's a moment where he saw outer space for the first time? What's amazing is that after a decade, this was actually referenced again in Avengers Endgame when Cap traveled to space for the first time with his team to fight Thanos. This scene and the one from Avengers 1 are eerily similar. Did you know that there's this clever detail in Avengers Endgame? When Tony and Captain America traveled back in time to steal Pym particles and the Tesseract, Cap used an army uniform to blend in. What's amazing is that the cap he's wearing has the rank of a captain. So he's Cap, wearing a cap with the rank of Cap. Did you know that when the team started falling apart in Captain America Civil War, during the airport scene, there's this moment where Bucky translates the German announcement made over the PA system.
We're evacuating the airport.
What's amazing is if you look at Steve Rogers, instead of looking up like the other team members, he immediately looks at Bucky to translate. Well, this is because as a soldier, he knows that all Winter Soldiers are fluent in multiple languages, German included. This also shows Captain America's leadership, where instead of being surprised like the others, he immediately looks for someone fit for the job.
Did you know that even before it was revealed at the end of Iron Man 1, when Nick Fury shows up, that there would be a connected universe between Marvel movies? It was actually already foreshadowed at the start of the movie. After Tony returns from his test flight using the Mark II, Pepper catches him by surprise while he's removing his suit. What's amazing is that if you look at the back, you'll see a prototype of Captain America's shield, the same shield that Tony uses as leverage in Iron Man 2. So if audiences looked hard enough, they already had a hint that the Avengers would soon show up in the MCU.